My name's Kris Miller, and we're at Correnti Cigars in Toronto. My grandfather used to say 4 years. It takes 4 years to be a good cigar roller. Never mind mastering the art of cigar making. Cuba trains 9 months to a year regularly. They have full-time schools there. But it's all traditions. This is very old techniques perfected 300 years ago, right? So it's all done by hand. Even the bunching machine, like the machine you see sometimes being used, was invented 100 years ago. It's a very tough technique, and it's not really learning how to roll cigars, it's learning how to master holding the leaf, just because it tears so easy. It looks easy when you see somebody making cigars, but it's very, very difficult. You got 3 basic parts, which are binder, filler, and wrapper, right? So we use all long filler, which means full leaves inside. So sometimes you'll hear the term full body, right? Full body doesn't always necessarily mean a strong cigar, but literally it could mean your cigar has a full body. It has full leaves inside. Each one is destemmed by hand, and depending on size, thickness, those are all keys to different flavors in cigar making. So then you'll select those, right? And you'll put it aside. On top of that, we age our leaves too, right? So some of our leaves in this factory are 35 years old. And then we'll wrap it in a binder. A binder is also another leaf, right? It's just grown differently than say the wrapper or the fillers. And then we'll bind those leaves together in your hand, right? It's called a bunch, because literally that's what you're doing. You're bunching the leaves and then binding it with the leaf. And then we put it in a mold, and we'll press the mold, and then take the cigars out of the mold, and then put the finishing leaf on, which is the wrapper. The wrapper is the more expensive part to a cigar. It gives out probably more flavor, 60 to 70%, because it's the leaf you taste when you're smoking. You know, aged leaves ferment like wine, right? So you get the oils in the leaf will deplete a little bit, right? So you don't get those earthly tones. Nicotine levels go down too, right? And flavor, you're just tasting the leaf, right? Not the soil. You know, you get different years, different flavors, different crops. You know, then you blend it, you know, and you make some great taste. Back in the late 90s, it was a cigar boom, right? Everybody was smoking cigars, right? There was cigar bars opening up everywhere, cigar stores opening up everywhere. You know, cigar magazines came out. We got really busy, so busy that we were backordered almost 6 months. Toronto being North Hollywood, a lot of famous people would start coming up our steps, right? But one day this guy came in and said these cigars are going to Mel Gibson. A couple days later, he was on the David Letterman show, and he pulled out a Ziploc bag. It's like, that's the way we package our cigars, right? And just Ziploc bags, no labels, no nothing. Mel Gibson gave it to David Letterman on the Late Show. And that's why I think we make cigars for so many famous people today. It's just because, you know, they want that custom. They want to pick their blends. They want to know who makes their cigars. They want to know what's in their cigars, right? They want to know that nobody else can get their cigars. You can't go to any store. That you come to a private maker, and you pick your roller, pick your tobacco, and then you pick your blend and have your own cigar. Doing all these steps to cigar making, it takes a long time to learn. But that's the way we do it here. These are old traditions in an old factory, and we don't change them.